Imagine the vast Mesopotamian plains over 4,000 years ago. Here, the Tigris and Euphrates rivers were not just lifelines, but symbols of cooperation. City-states like Lagash and Umma, despite their rivalries, recognized the importance of shared water. They devised systems for irrigation and settled disputes through treaties, ensuring that the rivers nourished their fields, homes, and temples.
Mesalim or Mesalim, born 2600 BC, was the ruler of Kish, a kingdom north of Lagash and Umma, which held a traditional hegemonic position in the loose alliance of small adjoining Sumerian city-states in the region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, south of what was to become Babylon. Because of the prevailing precarious rainfall conditions, the agricultural economy of the entire delta area has always been crucially dependent on irrigation, mainly from the Great Tigris, through an elaborate system of canals and levees, which inevitably require close inter-community cooperation.
Water laws are as old as human civilization itself. In Mesopotamia, the first documented water-sharing agreement, etched on a clay tablet, outlined how these city-states divided water equitably. Similarly, in ancient India, the Arthashastra, a text on governance, included rules for managing shared water resources. These early practices were localized, tailored to the needs of small communities. But as societies expanded and rivers began crossing the boundaries of kingdoms and empires, the need for broader agreements arose. Fast forward to medieval Europe, where rivers like the Rhine and Danube became crucial for trade and navigation. Pre-modern treaties emerged, focusing on ensuring safe passage for ships and equitable fishing rights. These agreements, while rudimentary, laid the groundwork for modern water diplomacy. Modern frameworks begin. The turning point came in the aftermath of World War II. Nations, shattered by conflict, realized that cooperation, not competition, was the key to rebuilding a sustainable future. This realization extended to shared resources, including rivers and lakes. It was during this time that global water laws began to take shape. In 1966, the Helsinki Rules were introduced by the International Law Association. This was the first comprehensive attempt to set universal principles for sharing transboundary water. It emphasized 1. Equitable and reasonable use. Every nation has a right to water, but it must be balanced with others' needs. 2. No significant harm. One country cannot harm another through its use of shared water. Think of it this way. Imagine 4 friends sharing a pizza. Each gets an equal slice, but one is lactose intolerant. The group adjusts so everyone can enjoy the meal without harm. The Helsinki Rules embodied this spirit of fairness and adaptation. An example of these principles in action is the Indus Waters Treaty, signed in 1960, even before the Helsinki Rules. This treaty between India and Pakistan divided the waters of the Indus River system and remains one of the most enduring water-sharing agreements despite tensions. UN Watercourses Convention, 1997. A global milestone, the Helsinki Rules were groundbreaking, but they weren't legally binding. That changed in 1997 with the UN Watercourses Convention. Adopted by the United Nations, it provided a framework for cooperation and sustainable management of international rivers. The UN Watercourses Convention outlined 1. Sustainability, protecting ecosystems alongside water sharing. 2. Data sharing, countries must share information about projects that could impact shared rivers. 3. Dispute resolution, a structured process for addressing conflicts. A turning point in history. Let me take you back to post-World War II Europe. The devastation of war taught nations the value of cooperation. Rivers like the Rhine, once barriers between warring nations, became symbols of unity. Agreements for pollution control and navigation were expanded into broader frameworks for shared management. Today, agreements like the Nile Basin Initiative, the Mekong River Commission, and the Senegal River Basin Treaty reflect how far we've come. But the journey isn't over. With climate change altering river flows and populations growing, the frameworks of the past must evolve for the challenges of the future. Building importance. The evolution of water laws is a testament to humanity's ability to collaborate. It's a reminder that while rivers may divide borders, they also unite us in our shared need for water. The question isn't whether we need cooperation, it's how we can make it stronger.
So, how do these frameworks work in practice? And what happens when they fail? Join me next time as we explore real-world case studies, from the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam to the Aral Sea disaster, and uncover what they teach us about the future of water law.